Express Entry is an online system that Canada uses to manage immigration application of skilled workers who want to become permanent residents of Canada. So there are three immigration programs through Express Entry: Canadian Express Class for people who have a Canadian work experience, Federal Skilled Workers for people with foreign work experience, and Federal Skilled Trades for people who are qualified in a skilled trade. So once you make sure that you're eligible to apply for Express Entry and submit your profile, you're going to get to the Express Entry pool and get ranked according to the CRS score, which stands for Comprehensive Ranking System. CRS is a point-based system that the government uses to rank your profile and is calculated based on your age, education, work experience, language skills, and some other factors. Every 2 weeks, Canada selects the highest score candidates from the Express Entry pool and provides them with an ITA or an invitation to apply for permanent residency. Now, in regards to the Express Entry fees, actually it's free to create a profile. However, there are some costs before and after submitting your Express Entry profile. For example, before submitting your profile, you should expect something around $300 for your English language test. You can take IELTS or CELPIP. I personally took CELPIP because I believe it's easier than IELTS. And if you need more information, you can watch my CELPIP video over here. You also need to pay for your educational credential assessments and translate any document in English. After you receive an ITA, you need to pay some other fees like your application fee to process permanent residency, which costs $1,365, which is $850 for processing fee and $515 for permanent residency fee. You're going to have some other fees for your police background check, medical exam, and biometric fee, which I'll explain more in a few minutes. So in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to create your Express Entry profile for Canada. I'll walk you through the Express Entry program details such as eligibility, calculating your CRS score, and some other tips and tricks you must know before submitting your Express Entry application. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, the first step is to Google Express Entry profile and go to the first link which says submit an Express Entry profile. This is the official website of Canada, and I'll leave a link to this page in the description as well. There are a lot of useful information on this page about the eligibility and different types of documents you'll need for this program. But once you review them, you can go ahead and click on create or sign in to your account to get started. So if you already have an account, you can sign in using your GC key or with your bank information. But if you don't have any account, you can click on register to create a new account, which is super simple. Here you need to click on register with GC key again and click on sign up. Simply give it a username, a difficult password, and 5 security questions and answers, and click on continue. Once your GC key sign up is complete, you will have a username that you can go ahead and sign into your profile. After you enter your user ID and password, you'll get to this page, and here you need to enter your first name, last name, email address, and preferred language to create your account. So I'll enter my information and continue. You'll need to enter security questions and answers again and click on continue. Next, you'll get to this page, which is your profile dashboard. Once you submit any application, it's going to appear here and you can check your status and edit them from here. But for now, we need to start our profile. So scroll down and click on apply to come to Canada. This page asks for a personal reference code, but if you don't have it, it's absolutely fine. And you just need to scroll down and click on Express Entry. Here we should select the province we plan to live in. I live in Vancouver, British Columbia, so I'll select BC and continue. Next, you need to select which language test did you take. You need at least CLB 7, and you have 4 different options. You have IELTS and CELPIP for the English language, and you have TF and TCF for the French language. So I'll select CELPIP, and next we should enter the date we took our English test. By the way, whether you take IELTS or CELPIP, your test results are gonna be valid for just 2 years. So make sure to keep that in mind, because after 2 years they're not valid, they'll be expired, and you have to take an English test again. The next step would be to enter your test score for speaking, listening, writing, and reading separately. Next, it asks if we have any other language results. I personally didn't take any other language tests, so I'll select none and continue. In the last 3 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have in Canada? I have 1 year of experience. You can select none if you don't have any. During this time, which national occupation class or NOC level is your experience in? If you don't have any experience, you can select none, but I personally work 1 year in a NOC A occupation, which is a professional occupation after my graduation, so I'll select it and continue. If you don't know anything about the NOC codes, you can Google NOC code and go to the Canada's official website and search based on your job title to find your NOC code. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have? So this is your foreign work experience out of Canada. I have 6 years of work experience. In the last 5 years, do you have 2 years of work experience in any of these jobs? If you have any, you can go ahead and select them. If not, you can select none and continue. How much money in Canadian dollars will you bring to Canada? So if we Google express entry proof of funds, you can see that for one person you need $13,300. Last year it was, I think, around $1,200, $960, so it increases over time. How many family members do you have? If you're by yourself, you have to select one, and if you're married or if you're a spouse, you can select two, considering yourself. Do you have a valid job offer? No. Enter your date of birth. Next, it asks what's your education. If you don't have a Canadian degree, you can have your Foreign Education Credential Assessment, or ECA. So go ahead and select your education and click on next. Now we should check the options that apply to us. So if you studied full-time in Canada for 2 years, make sure to select it here. Next one is having a full-time work experience in Canada. And finally, the last option is having a relative in Canada who is a Canadian citizen. What's your marital status? Hopefully I'm still single. As you can see, based on the answers, we are eligible to apply for express entry, so we are going to continue the process. Enter your family name, first name, gender, date of birth, and enter your marital status here again. Alright, here is our express entry profile, and we have to complete a bunch of different forms here. We have personal details, we have contact details, study and language, application details, representatives, and work history, which is the most important one. If you have a spouse, you'll have the same forms for your spouse that you need to complete as well. So let's start with the first form, which is the personal details. Since we already entered some of our personal information, hopefully most of these options are pre-filled and we just have to check them. We need to add our passport information like passport number and expiry date. Next, it asks if we have applied to come to Canada before and how much money we are going to bring to Canada, which is $13,000 for one person. The final section is about relatives in Canada. So if you have any relatives here that are citizens, make sure to mention them here. If not, select no and continue. Now, the first form is complete and we are going to start the second one, contact detail, which is super simple. Just enter your email address and your language and it's done. The third form is study and language. So it says if you have finished high school or any higher education, enter it here. For example, I studied business in Canada, which was a 2-year program. So I'll add education history with my information and continue. Next, we have the language section. First, we will select English for main language. And next, we are going to select which language test we took, like IELTS or CELPIP. I personally took CELPIP, so I'll enter it as well as my test results for speaking, reading, listening, and writing sections separately. Alright, the third form is done and we are going to complete the fourth one, which is application details. First, we select our province. For example, mine is Vancouver, British Columbia, so I'll select BC, and we have to authorize to disclose our information. Basically, we have to give consent to every province we select. Next one is about nomination and selection. So if you have received a nomination certificate, select it, and if not, just select no and continue. Next, we have the representative section, and we have to select if we have a representative. So since you're here, I assume that you're not going to pay any lawyer to complete your Express Entry profile. You're smart and you can do it yourself. So if no one else is going to complete your profile on your behalf and you can do it yourself, just select no and continue. Finally, the last part is about our work history, which I believe is the most important part of your Express Entry profile. Here you need to enter your NOC code, which is a national occupation class. You can find your NOC here by searching and selecting. You can also go to this link, which is the government website, to learn more about NOC codes. For example, a financial manager's NOC code is 0111. My job was in the marketing section, so my NOC code is 1123. Next, we have to select the date we became qualified to practice this job. Do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province? No. Do you have a job offer? No, we don't. Do you have a work history? Yes, and I'll enter the dates I started and finished my job, as well as 30 hours per week. Job title was Marketing Associate, and we have to add the employer. The following questions are just for the research purposes, so select no. I don't want to answer any of these questions and continue. All right, now we have completed all forms and we can go ahead and give consent and electronic signature and finally submit our Express Entry application. Congratulations, you have successfully submitted your application. Now, a lot of people pay $100 or maybe $200 to lawyers to complete their Express Entry application, but as I show you, it's super simple and you can do it yourself. So from now on, if you get any updates or notifications from IRCC, you will get it in the messages section in your Express Entry profile. So make sure to sign in every week and check your profile weekly. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, make sure to comment below and I'll try my best to help you out. Now make sure to go ahead and watch one of these videos next because you don't want to miss them. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.